Who is the one seizing debt, evicting people from the homes they live in, driving them into hardship, and forcing them to work their entire lives just to pay off their mortgages? Who is the one that inflates everything, causes it all to collapse, and then buys back those very assets, ranging from stocks to the real estate of bankrupt companies at dirt cheap prices? Behind it all are the banks and the top 1% of the financial elite. The rich become even richer. It's their gamma sophisticated cycle d'C. What they seize isn't just money, it's homes, land, time and labor from the people at the bottom of the pyramid, those who don't understand the rules of the financial game. They work their entire lives, pay interest their entire lives, and still cannot escape debt. The primary tools of this system are interest rates and cash flow, the bait that traps society. Cash flow isn't the goal, it's the tool used to control people. Our true assets are homes, labor, time, and freedom. Your worldview will shift once you realize that the deep state, this shadow power structure, has no political side. Everyone in society is only told what they are allowed to know. All events, crises, even so-called black swans, are the result of deliberate orchestration. Welcome to the vault of truths that society doesn't want you to know. Today, many believe that the United States is the ruler of the world, the most powerful nation on earth. Then comes Russia, China, Germany, the UK, France, and their presidents and prime ministers who appear to hold ultimate authority. But in reality, they are merely employees of powerful financial dynasties behind the curtain. These entities control finance, resources, politics, the economy, and global media. They can reshape governments, decide who becomes president, and who gets removed from power. Now let's look at how America's elite extract money from the public through economic cycles. One person's spending is another person's income. This is the foundational principle. Step 1. Banks lower interest rates to stimulate the economy. People and businesses mortgage their homes, land, and future labor to borrow money. When cheap money floods the market, the economy thrives, jobs increase, stocks soar. This is the first stage of the sheep shearing cycle. Step 2. When the bubble gets too big, banks start raising interest rates. Businesses can't pay off their debts. People default on mortgages. Homes are foreclosed. The economy slumps. Assets lose value. Banks and investment funds scoop them up at bargain prices, and the cycle repeats. They always win because they make the rules. Stocks, real estate, and bonds are all just tools for controlling cash flow. Banks control indebted companies, force them to go public, buy shares at low prices, then sell them off. When the stock market crashes, retail investors are left with the losses, while banks profit on both ends. Then come the phantom billionaire, founding fake companies, inflating valuations, going public, cashing out, and leaving behind worthless stock. It's all theater staged by money. Real estate is the biggest economic trap of the century. Home prices in the U.S. have nearly tripled over the past 25 years. In 1998, the median home cost around $152,000. As of 2025, it's over $410,000. But household income has only risen from $42,000 to about $80,000. This means 25 years ago, an American needed 10 to 12 years of work to buy a home. Today, with the same effort, it takes 17 to 20 years to afford an equivalent home. Home prices rise, but wages don't keep up. The ability of Americans to own home Why do home prices keep rising? Because society cannot afford a housing collapse. The U.S. financial system depends on it. Banks, investment funds, and the government all benefit from inflated asset prices. Land supply is limited. Demand increases with population. And the money continues to be pumped. But the core truth is still inflation. Real estate is just where the money hides. The U.S. government and the Federal Reserve control three core tools to manipulate the cycle: monetary policy, interest rates, credit, and money supply; fiscal policy, taxes, public spending, investment, and asset regulation; currency and gold management, capital flow control to steer asset values. When they inject money, stock and real estate prices go up. When they pull it back, the markets crash. But the money doesn't vanish. It simply shifts from the public to the elite. Economic cycles always repeat in 4 stages. 1. Recovery and setup. Quiet money injection. Capital flows into banks. Exchange rates are stabilized. 2. Expansion. More money is pumped in, prices surge, media hype begins, FOMO spreads, and markets boom. 3. Recession. Money is pulled back, interest rates rise, credit tightens, asset prices drop. 4. Crisis. System reset, liquidity is cut, markets collapse, and then the cycle starts again. The most important thing is not where you invest, but that you understand how the economic cycle operates. Every asset has its cycle. There's a pump, a dump, a peak, a bottom, and a collapse. Only by understanding this can you survive and win in this game. If you found this podcast episode helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The upcoming episodes might help you understand even more about how the world really works. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.